welcome back to First Strike, a Europe main event where FPX have just shown the world why they are one of the favorites in the tournament.
Wow, look at that. They're the same height.
Jonas is shorter than Mitch for once, yeah. Wow, big up Jonas for making Mitch feel comfortable.
It's not often you see that.
Yep. Like I said, FPX came out, played almost a perfect game of Valorant, I would say.
That was, would love to say and talk about the analysis of the tactics and so on, because there were some, there were tactics used by both teams, but when one player shows up and shuts down an entire plan, everything just falls apart. And an example, I felt like SUMN didn't even have time to show what they have prepared, because on attack there were really good executions on the pistol round, there were nice fakes from the middle, going then to back on the A side, and suddenly Shao shows up and just like pew 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 pew, everyone's dead. You can't really do much when someone just starts shooting and hitting every single shot. Shao is a skilled player, but maybe you need to check his PC again. How was that copy pasta going, right?
Yeah, I mean, the SUMN FC Twitter account just tweeted out saying, "Yo, play Valorant, can you please nerf Shao?" This is almost deja vu for me. Like I said before the game, the last time these two teams played against each other, they played against each other on Split. Shao played Sage. What happened? He dropped 30 kills and completely just snowballed the game to FPX's favor. But it wasn't just Shao, was it, Hypoke? FPX were very organized and disciplined as ever.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can say Shao is the kryptonite for SUMN FC. That's fair to say. And I think Lothar makes a really good point. There's not really an awful lot of recovery time in Valorant when something kind of kicks off that quickly in rounds. I mean, he's stringing kills together left, right, and center. And the reason that Shao was finding so much value was actually, props to SUMN for having that tight of a formation. If somebody can walk in and find one or two quick successive kills, it's kind of just, an element of it is being outclassed, but, props to SUMN for having I guess a setup to try and address this mid-presence that we knew FPX were going to try and employ, right? I mean, again, these are things that we shouldn't be surprised seeing. It's Angel and Shao walking up mid, on split, on attack, and finding kills. I actually did love the one round, by the way. I'm hoping it's in this package where Angel obviously comes into ropes and there's just three of them staring him down with a sword. That was a personal highlight for me. But again, they tried to set up, but I think the word to use is Shao was just in a league of his own and he outclassed SUMN here. I
mean, just look at this clip right here. Even before they've made contact with one another, there's so much brain power that's already happened, There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a slow, progressive push from FPX. So they're obviously gathering the information, obviously trade out of ultimates here. The Rolling Thunder got in. Boaster, unfortunately, didn't catch one player flying past there. But this is the thing, again, when you're trying to anticipate FPX like this and you've been given no information, it's this very reactionary playstyle, which, I'll be honest, works for very few teams. And it does come down to a couple of really strong individual performances. That one player that gets 4 enemies staring down, B lane out of garage. It's a tall order. Again, I don't want to take too much away from SUMN. First game coming into the series, maybe they can get a feel for this. Again, without kind of seeing any scrims or any official games prior to this and reading into it too much, maybe this is FPX kind of being overzealous in terms of pushing much harder than they would usually. And that's kind of caught SUMN off guard. I mean, you said it yourself in between relatively young guys. The experience maybe isn't there, and maybe, Angel's reading into that. And that's the best way to catch a team off guard, is to keep doing something unexpected. And if it keeps working, we see what just happened.
I mean, I think the experience thing is huge here because, most of these teams in the tournament have that one person at least. We saw on Heretics, they have Lau. He's been here for a long time. He knows what he's doing. Angel, Scream, Happy. Every team sort of has that person that's moved from another game that's had almost 10 years of experience playing on stage, not just at home. And if you look at this SUMN FC team, most of these players have never even been on a team. Mystic, Moan and Doma have never played professionally before this.
Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting. We were talking about this as well. SUMN's inability to kind of draw out that rotation, trying to fake off these sites, and that's something that comes from experience. We were talking about Happy, perfect example. The way he kind of reacts to information, he gathers that information and relays that to his team. Angel plays a very similar role for FPX.
True, but I also think this is Split was an FPX pick.
Yep.
They
yep.
have it, like, let's say, in their blood when it comes to executions. They were blazing fast, actually. Not many times I have seen situation where SUMN could have a good rotation or a fake, because there was already a call from FPX to rotate to the other side. So I would say that I'm looking forward to the next maps, because I feel like on other maps, Split is less, let's say, tempo-based or more tempo-based than other
Yes.
maps, because there's less room to work with.
Yeah, and there's that huge emphasis on mid as well. on Split. I mean, as soon as the changes happened to Split, again, splitting B became like the default push on attack.
Yeah.
Because previously it was so difficult. And again, it's good to see. I mean, the first task is obviously shutting Angel down on those mid pushes. The second one is then finding the kill onto Shao in this scenario, which, again, you're sacrificing so much or leaving a space somewhere else on the map to just shut down that one aspect.
This is the reason why mid was so important on Split, that Cyphers started putting traps on vents, because that slows down the potential split from, let's say, there's a fake on B, 2 people are going garage, 3 people are going mid, they fake that B and go vents quickly to A. That's not going to happen unless you had the control of vents before and you destroyed the trap. So there was a very big meta game change before this tournament started in how the teams professionally play Split, and it's so different from what we have seen in the lesser teams, let's say, or not as experienced. So it's pretty tough to play actually on Split without having much control.
I think it's the most unforgiving map in that regard, because you can get a lot of value off kind of that one player making a play, and if that player is Angel, he finds kills, it's converted instantly.
Well, you know, looking ahead, like you said, Split was FPX's choice, but we're moving on to Haven, and that is SUMN FC's map, and we are also heading into Agent Select as we speak. Mystics, you have to stop hovering that Viper. You're giving me way too much hope. Although I hope he's not playing it on Haven. I don't think I want to see Viper on Haven.
Well, she has good spots there for one-ways, but the problem is there are 3 sides, and the wall is not as effective because of it. So it's understandable why no one wants to play Viper on this map.
Well, again, you know, both of these teams, no surprises here so far. I think it's going to be really tough, I think, for SUMN FC to try and come back. But maybe in the break, they had a bit of a reset, you know. It's never easy for them to lose like that. And again, they're not a team that usually loses, let alone lose in that kind of fashion. So could be a reality check here.
I'm looking forward to this map, especially since we now have both teams playing Sova. This is the major difference between other maps and Split. On Split, you don't have as much vision control, which Sova gives, right? With the recon arrow, with the drone, this allows to, let's say, more coordinated attacks, gives a lot more info. You are perfectly set up to also do fakes when you commit with a recon arrow, because people are thinking, oh, they're gonna be an execute on this side, and so on and so on. So Haven is one of those maps that allows for a big expression of skill and preparations for teams if they're well prepared, which I'm 100% sure we can say about FPX and SUMN.
I can't wait to see Jonas's reaction, to be honest, having both of these 2 teams to go up against each other on that Sova. Hypok, you know, after everything that happened in the last map, do you think maybe this one could be a little bit more closely matched?
I mean, I absolutely hope so. We were talking briefly about experience. One of the most important things is obviously mental fortitude, resetting in between maps. Again, don't bring any of that negative energy over from getting stomped in the first. I'm hoping they can kind of try employ some of the confidence we saw against Cobras, because I do think that's their biggest strong foot. Again, it's not often, well, I mean, we haven't really talked about kind of the individual mechanical skill of some of the SUMN players, but it's that kind of synergy that's their strong point. I want to see them kind of pull off some confident defensive executes, maybe catch FPX off guard. The problem is, what I just said, catching FPX off guard, them not being ready for something that the enemy team's going to do.
I'm going to assume that SUMN FC, who's the starting defenders? I think SUMN FC is starting defenders, right?
No, I think FPX.
Yeah, SUMN's map pick.
Okay, then in this case, I would love to see more retakes planned on this map, especially since there are 3 sides, and would love to see like 5-man retakes as it executes as well. So this is going to be an exciting map to see how are they well prepared. We have seen that from Heretics in the previous matches. We have seen that in qualifiers. And I believe that SUMN was also a big fan of doing 5-man retakes in the past. So
well, this is the thing. I was just about to say that the big concern would be someone kind of trying to throw down these fakes again and not getting a bite out of FPX and kind of FPX holding strong. Because again, you know, Xiao in that Sova role, again, he's potentially going to be floating the same way that he has been on Sage on the previous map. And that's a scary prospect. With the performance we just saw from him in map 1, that's absolutely terrifying. Because, you know, if you throw down, I mean, I remember we saw the fakes over on A Haven previously where it's, you know, the raise goes in, the breach ult gets sent out and the C push comes through. Again, if Xiao's kind of left tucked in a corner somewhere, I mean, the way he's playing, you know, I'd still gamble on the 1v3 going in his favor.
Well, Xiao and FPX made the last map look easy, but SUMN FC have a chance to claw one back. Mitch and Jonas, over to you.
Thank you very much, Yinsu. This is going to be fun. Obviously, first map, little bit of a stomp, not quite what we wanted to see, but this time around, I've got a feeling that this is going to be a good map. What about you, Jonas?
I think so too. I mean, clearly SUMN came short on the last map, just like you, Mitch.
Yep.
But anyway, we have 2 Sovas. Yeah, sorry, I had to. We have 2 Sovas, guys. We have 2 Sovas. We're gonna see shock darts left and right. I'm so excited. I can't even... My wallet might not like it, but I'm gonna enjoy this map so much. And hopefully, SUMN might have some good strats here that FPX are not prepared for, but...
Ooh, I don't know if I ever want to say FPX might not be prepared, but hopefully, for SUMN's case, they've got something up their sleeve that will catch them off guard. We're getting into the map, ladies and gentlemen. Map 2 of your second semi-final to determine which of these 2 teams is going to go through to join Heretics in tomorrow's best-of-5 grand final here at EU First Strike. This is what we've been waiting for. Haven, SUMN's second chance, and it might just be their last chance to show that they've got what it takes to take on FPX.
And look at FPX. 4 people on A, 1 on B, trips on C, and double doors.
So this is a very, very passive setup. Oh, going over towards the C and B side, as you're saying. Early control of A, they get the orb, they push. Now they're going to look to try and deal the damage from behind. I've never seen FPX do this before.
What is this?
There's a stun as well, the fault line. Somehow a turret's gotten a kill from Jack. The damage swinging over in favor of FPX for now, and it keeps on going. Jack so low, but Doma's doing the damage. A 1v2, essentially, as Jack is now all alone on 9 HP. They do know where he was, but they don't know where he is, and he's dodged it.
Wow.
He didn't get detected by that.
I don't think he did, no. 1 man, 9 HP, 52 seconds left on the clock. Only time will tell what's gonna happen in this round.
This is going to be tight. The problem here is Shadow. When you take on Xiao, you can win that fight no problem. 1 tap to the body and he's gone. But Shadow, he's got 125 effective HP. For Jack, he's moving up through A short. He might just get to the site and will have the bot and turret to work with. The bot was never triggered outside on C. That could help in a fight if Shadow is the one to trip it. And indeed, the turret can even take down Xiao if it's given the opportunity. 20 seconds left. Utility back online. Bot goes down. Here comes the plant. The turret will be placed close by as well. We'll see the position on that one. In fact, a nano swarm. Like, so much utility. This is exactly where you can see Killjoy win a round. Hasn't touched the turret out just yet. Alarm bot triggered. That's onto Shadow. Or was it just destroyed? Either way, hit by the nano swarm, little bit of damage taken. The right click can be so dangerous, but it can be dangerous in both ways. As Shadow wins it out on a 3K, and I think he's going to be... No, he's not going to be gifted the defuse. I thought because he's so close to his ultimate, but they've decided instead to put it on Xiao.
That was such a cool defensive, like it was just, it's the caster curse again. Just as you go, yeah, it's a very passive defensive hold here. They just push all the way to T-spawn as defenders. I think you just need to like stop saying those things. It's just going to keep happening.
Perhaps the caster's curse can be real. We saw it in the previous map, but the curse on SUMN FC has not yet been broken on this one, as it is 1-0 to FPX in a tight pistol round. An interesting strategy deployed by them, and it has found success this time around. A lot of individuals coming through on the frags. I do like it. I like the innovation, and this is something that they know they have to do up against SUMN. They cannot get, or they will not get away with playing the same style that they normally do. Neither will SUMN, going in for a force buy, taking 2 stingers and 3 spec Spectres, and they're about to be spotted out by this drone.
Oh, there we go. Now the rotation are probably going to come in as they're rushing towards a short area. In on site already. Shockstars are flying left and right. Trades are coming in as well. 4 versus 4. Mystics almost taken out as well. Very low on HP. The nades are coming in. The flash comes through from Angel here. Will they actually push on it?
It looks like it. They've at least pushed out to get the angle. Now they're going to move together after the smoke spams. Oh, nice fault line. That catches 2 players, pushes one back. Angel connected on straight away by Mystic. Someone have got the advantage, but a lot of players on low HP. Shadow joins that list, but it might not matter. There's Meadow and Zipan. They've got a 2v4. I think FPX probably have to go for a save in this situation. It's the thing is, some of these players are so tagged up that they can go for it, but the utility just isn't there to get them into this site. They've got Meadow and Zipan without anything to work with, and a long-range stinger kill opens it up, leaving a 1v4 in Meadow's hands, and really nicely played there. Mystic is super low in hell, but Boaster is ready to swing as soon as he dies, making that a very challenging fight to win out.
Yeah, and the fact that Jack managed to plant last round was actually the reason why they could do this. They got 300 credits extra per person on their team, which allowed them to actually essentially have the same weapons as the defending team with just slightly less utility. So they took a risk, they did a force buy, and it worked out really well. And now we're looking at 1-1, and now FPX is suddenly on the back foot.
That they are. You know, that's the benefit of taking those force buys. As you're saying, they took the risk, it's paid off. Now we get to see them reap the rewards as FPX. They're on the defensive side, but so far they've been very, very aggressive. And you got the smoke down over towards A long. They push up, they don't see anybody, and they're actually heavily committing the rotate towards the B site so that they can have Shadow move over and hold down C with his teammate. Making gambles in rounds like this is completely fine because you've got those weaker weapons. You have to try to get an advantage somehow.
And both these teams, they play the buddy system so much. You see they're 4 stacked on top of each other. This is very different from how we see a lot of other teams play. And this could also be a part of the changes with Cypher and Killjoy, where flank protection is harder, so they just decide to stick together to play it more safe. And then it's also harder to just simply outplay them with a pickoff.
50 seconds on the clock. It will be kind of a pressured push, and the one Vandal they have over on the FPX side is in the perfect position, but that paranoia completely negates his position. 20 HP. He's tucked in the corner. He's got to be a little bit careful now. Aftershock going to push him out in the open. Doma naded him. Xiao, though, able to return at least some damage. Shadow picks up the weapon. No armor. 100 effective HP. He's got Cypher close by, left. But they know that that weapon is in position on A, and they're rotating so quickly. Realizing as well, on a lower buy, it's more likely that FPX will stack up that A site. What FPX have done, though, is started a rotate of their own. They did send 2 players towards the C site, but now just sitting outside of it. This will probably have to be a retake. The time is so low. It's an A push with the spike. They need to get this planted, but the cover is just being deleted. Mo needs the kill. 3 seconds left. Doesn't get the frag. Round falls apart for SUMN FC. They had a player pushing C, one on short getting tagged, one pushing up on site. That was so scattered.
Yeah, and originally that looked really well because they rotated towards C. Of course, FPX listened to this and they also rotate towards C, but then they did a double rotate again, and we see this once again. It's like it's the counter play. But the only problem here was that they were so spread out from this double counter play that they didn't have the ability to refrag, and the clock simply started ticking.
I'm guessing the idea was that Chak would have caused that rotate. FPX are just too big-brained. You saw them. Initially, 3 players shift towards that C side of the map. But then they realize something could be up. And they don't even get faked out by Chak putting down his turret, pushing forward onto the C side. They still have players in position on A. That catches off one frag, which was supposed to be the player defending the spike planter. And then there is just nothing you can do. You can't stick that spike. He's just going to swing and kill you. The other teammate wasn't close enough by to cover either. It just fell apart. Really well played by FPX, though, to make that predictive play. They gambled, the risk-reward paid off towards that A site, and now they're the ones that have the weaponry advantage. How the tables turned so quickly in the first 3 rounds. The tag there, Meadow, is known to be on site. Doma, blast packs up above, catches him out, and this is going to be maybe not a spike plant. The Rolling Thunder actually catches a couple of players. Great Nano Swarm to cut off the spawn rush, and Angel gets caught out. His teammates not able to support because of the Nano Swarm, giving out the opening frag again to SUMN FC. They are way ahead on this. Another Rolling Thunder comes out to counter, and this should be SUMN FC's round easily, unless Xiao has got some sort of hero play up his sleeve.
I may be confused, but I swear I heard 3.
So I noticed that, remember the last map as well?
Yeah.
We actually heard the double rolling thunder, and then it actually came through the third. I think sometimes, I don't know if it's two perspectives or what's happening, but sometimes the first one just gets duplicated.
This is like living in my home, you know, in the mountains, because every time you say something, the mountain responds a few seconds later.
Fair enough. And then an earthquake comes, like an avalanche.
Yeah. So this is just, it's nice to kind of feel at home, you know? No, but that was a beautifully executed push. How Doma satchel on top of the box there, got the pickoff they needed to safely plant and play post-plant really well down there.
I love how Xiao is having probably a better game so far in this map, definitely in the previous, than I've ever had. And the man has not smiled even once.
Mystic has already been taken out by an Aftershock.
Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Pushing right into an Aftershock can cause some problems. You're picking up the pace, but Jack, he forces the players back with the lockdown. Down goes the Nano Swarm. Throws another one just for good measure, and he'll pop that up to buy them the time to get that spike planted. Now, 1 minute was left on the clock. This is a very fast push. That means that there's still a lot of utility left for FPX. The nade being the first, the paranoia the second, and this is causing problems. They can't actually keep FPX boxed in. They get the space now, and they're able to swing on the site, capitalizing and closing it out 3-2.
It's just, that retake was so good. Zipan was up on heaven there, throwing the nade, damaging Killjoy a lot, and then the paranoia comes from Omen, and Zipan takes this opportunity to reposition and jump down, so that actually it's a lot harder for them to know where he is.
That was an awkward fight as well. They kind of body blocked each other a little bit. I mean, for SUMN FC, this is feeling it's feeling rough, right? You're getting caught off by a couple of these plays that FPX are throwing out. A couple of basic things as well, like you can't get Aftershock straight away coming into the round.
No, that was, we didn't see that happening, but that was unfortunate.
Now, it was Mystic, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was shadow stepping either into or out of it, and the timing wasn't quite right for him. There's a number of things that could have happened.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that. Give him the benefit of the doubt. This man plays Viper, right? He gets the benefit of the doubt every time from me. And Bind is up next, right? This is the thing. You can see that double Viper setup if someone can push us there. So honestly, bias caster, man, I want map 3.
Well, at least they're showing a lot more counterplay than they did on the last map. They're looking a lot better so far here with 2-3. So maybe your dreams will come true.
You know, I do feel like starting on the attacking side is almost easier in a way versus a team like FPX, because you've already seen how much pressure they can apply on the defensive side. It's even more so on the attack when they know what you're doing. They've got that read on you. That is a risky TP, but it's managed to work out. Mystic gets away with one. The spray through the smoke. Vandal, that's the problem. You can be seen and taken out just like that. So we go back to a 4v4. Man advantage negated as FPX look to get back in here. Faultline catches out the planter. Mo and Doma, though, they return some kills. You may stun the planter, but they didn't get the other two. There's one player spotted in the backside. Meadow swung on, leaving Xiao all by himself. Another heroic moment on offer. A 1v4, but not this time either. 3-3. SUMN FC answer right back.
And so far, they've had 2 very successful pushes on C, so they're probably... This is where FPX needs to start thinking, okay, maybe we need to play more heavily around defending C, but it's clear that they've started to find an opening. So you see this kind of adaptive playstyle all the time, and that's what makes these teams so interesting to watch. They try to find a weakness in the opponent team, and they take advantage of it. Now it's happened twice. Will we see now FPX playing more heavily around C as a counter adaptation? Maybe, hopefully.
We could do. You know, in such an early stage of the game as well, though, you have to realize SUMN aren't going to commit towards that. Actually, okay, hold on. They've got 2 players outside C, right? They're making a little bit of noise. I think the idea here was to get the push up on A or middle. You can see that there's actually the Omen sat outside double doors, Sova for window, and there was, before the smoke went down on A long, Doma stood outside of long. The idea there being that hopefully they'll think it's C pressure, they'll go for some counterplay and pushing up behind, you'd catch the kill, react off, and get a site for free. Really nice thought. But FPX, they're wise to it. They play nice and safe. With 2 Sheriffs in play as well, because the economy was low on some of these players, I would say it's even more likely that they go for those aggressive plays. So Nice early strategy by SUMN, but that hasn't worked, so now they've got to go create their own space.
And now we see the same kind of playstyle that they don't see long, where they're just sneaking up and trying to get for a contact. And as soon as the contact happens, they're probably going to rush into site and smoke off the entrances. Still not making noise here, but the flash comes out from Shadow. It's clear something's happening, and they're already in on site here. Shao takes out Mo, so this push might already be shut down. As Doma actually gets a double, never mind. The plant's about to go down as well.
He's just saved the day, really, hasn't he? Now, Mo has got his ultimate, but he's dead. That's the problem. So you negate the Hunter's Fury late game play, but with another faster push, not committing too much utility, they've still got a lot to play with. You just saw Paranoia used by Mystic. They know that he's on the back of B, but this is stalling any push into the site. They want to deal with Mystic. He's gotten a kill, so now Shadow has to worry about his back in the next couple of seconds. Down goes Zipan. Shadow's forced forward by the Mystic position. And another mystery is where these other players are. He knows one's on long, doesn't know about the second. No time really to get this one done. I think we're pretty much calling GG on that round, and you certainly are as Chak hits a nice little headshot.
It's always a mystery where Mystic is playing from, isn't it?
There, exactly. And you know, one of the things about Mystic, I really loved his Viper play. It was so smart. I'll be heartbroken if we don't get to see it versus Angels, because there was even some trash talk on Twitter where Mystic was saying, like, you know, what do you think about my Viper play? And then Angel responded, do it without do it as the controller, essentially.
Yeah.
I think he said, like, nice one, but, you know, show me it without an Omen in play. And that is where I'm looking forward to, because can you imagine SUMN beat them with a setup that FPX first premiered for EU? That would be unbelievable.
Absolutely. But at least so far, we have a much closer game. Someone actually up in the lead here. Now, Haven is a map that is very different from the other ones, because it's the only map with 3 bomb sites. So we can always think about and theorize around how this map plays out very differently. So with being a defender-sided team here, it's a lot harder to control 3 bomb sites instead of 2.
Oh, yeah, 100% it is. I think that's why I'm even more thankful that SUMN FC haven't started on that defensive side.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where FPX can just rip them apart, really apply the pressure, and if FPX got off to a strong start, I mean, where's the mentality at? You know, you've just been smacked out of one map. But I actually noticed over on Twitter, Boaster was also stirring up some SH1T. He was coming out saying, you know what? I just wanted to give FPX a map. I thought I'd give it to them. Now the true leader has returned.
Absolutely.
Big words for a team that just got 13 forward, but that's what I like. You know, you got to have the confidence. You got to believe.
I mean, you've probably been 13 forward a lot, so you would know how it is to regain confidence in a situation like that.
Now, the confidence is never there in the first place. That's the thing. You can't regain what you never had.
At least you won't lose.
Exactly. I never start to tilt because I'm always tilted. 4-3. SUMN FC definitely not tilted. They're in the lead on the attacking side as we rejoin the map after some issues have subsided. For FPX, they've just lost a round. They've also just lost any control or semblance of it over their economy. You've got Sheriffs in play, but there's an ultimate, a showstopper, a Hunter's Fury for Shao as well. This could be a difference maker because look at Zipan's position. If he pops this and Blast packs out, that could be SUMN FC absolutely wrecked. Zipan pops it. There we go. That is a double, baby. Exactly what we were talking about. Nade goes through. Those weapons are not recoverable, but the spike is dropped, and now all the defenders are grouped up around B to take this fight.
Now this is a really good chance for Shao to use his ultimate as well, because obviously in a 3 versus 5 situation, now you're going to start to try to think that this round is actually winnable, even with the low buy you currently have.
100%, it absolutely is. Mystic is low HP. You can easily take him down with a body shot. Sure, the others are going to require 3, but you hit that headshot on the right range, it's clean as can be. In some cases, with my spray control, it's as good as a Vandal. So, when we're talking about SUMN, how do they recover this one? They've still got their smokes, they're Paranoia, they've got Recon Darts, they've got Hunter's Fury, they've got Lockdown even, but 20 seconds, not a lot of time to coordinate how they're going to use these, looking to push into the B site, faking out A. The smoke goes up, but there's still a crossfire here. They are not fooled in the slightest. And here's FPX. They're backstabbed by Meadow. It's a double, and Chak is all alone. The clock is his main enemy. 5 seconds left. He's got to get the kill, and Shadow puts him down. 4-4, and a Playzilla Thrifty for FPX.
Playzilla Thrifty!
How have they gotten away with that one? I mean, I saw the showstopper. I saw Zipan. I thought, surely not. 2 kills. Spike dropped, and SUMN FC were just, they spent the whole round sat there going, sure, that didn't happen to us, did it?
But of course, this ult was amazing by Zipan, and you can always talk about how much if this was lucky or a prediction play, but look how they actually have 2 players expecting that they're going to push middle after this. They have the perfect cross angle, even though there are 3 bomb sites.
Now, I think the reason for that was because if they push A or C, you have the man advantages, you pick up the weapons in mid, and you play the retake.
Absolutely.
I actually don't think they predicted it to be a B hit. I think they were playing around the weapons that were dropped and the advantage of man and weaponry they'd have in the retakes afterwards. Here's a little bit of revenge play as Doma dashes into the site, but he gets taken down. He asked on Twitter yesterday, give me back my raise. Well, he has it, but only 1 kill for his troubles. Mystic, good for the trade, and FPX have to retake with a man disadvantage.
And once again, we see the successful push to C side. This is the 3rd time it's happened so far. We have now a 3 versus 4 retake. They all have Vandals, of course, because we're in the EU, except Jack. The flash comes out for Angel here, but it's really, really dangerous to push with this smoke. Doesn't find anything yet. The sprays come out. Zipan takes out Mystic as well. The Cypher Trap's all disabled, but are they actually gonna do this? Oh my goodness, the Breach Wolves comes out, the flashes come out left and right. Jack gets Zipan actually with full damage. How did that happen?
He was booped up by the Rolling Thunder. Interesting stuff. I guess tagged in the air. I don't even know. Angel in trouble. 7 HP. A spray through the smoke. All that's needed. I think he's accepted his death. Now allowing the spike to maybe take one of them down, but unfortunately not. He was hoping, I guess, there they push through the smoke and he can at least get a kill because he knows I've got a Vandal. I've got 7 HP. The second I fire through that smoke, I'm dead. And if he sticks it, even more so.
Yeah, and that's the biggest disadvantage of the Vandal. You see the bullets coming through. With the Phantom, you do not. So, of course, as a Sova player, that's one of my tip to the Sova people out there. When you play around recon darts and you want to wallbang and you want to shoot through smokes, the Phantom is far superior simply for the fact that people can't see where you're shooting from.
Now, I would agree, but for the fact that the Odin is even more superior. It's the best weapon in the game, hands down. All right, if you're not using the Odin, you're throwing. All these players are. No, I'm joking, because Xiao has got one, baby. He's come out with the wallbang machine, and he might just need it, because Angel's already been shut down to start this round off. Xiao was over spamming the double doors, but now he's shifting the heavy utility towards the A side.
Nothing gets me happier than a glitch pop Odin on a Sova.
Oh, behind a smoke, and he's got a recon. Oh, baby, let's go.
Corregasm.
But the push hasn't happened yet. These players are still inside of short. Nice headshot, but unfortunately, it was with the Bulldog, so you're not getting the kill right afterwards. Okay, so you've got the attacker Killjoy ultimate popped that doesn't actually fully force Xiao out of position. Oh! See exactly where it was, so he's able to get away with a kill. Not even a wall bang, not even through smoke. He sees Boaster, pops him just in time. The best weapon in the game, already doing some work, and now he's got the recon. This is where it's damn dangerous.
Do they know? If they're playing under heaven here is super risky. The recon dart scans someone. Oh, they're in for a treat, sir. The drone pushes him back here. He's just playing the time a little bit. Of course, the bomb is already down, so the clock is ticking. Another ult comes out from Breach here. The retake's about to happen as they're playing post-plan from short and long here. 2 are still playing from long. Shadow and Xiao needs to be... Oh, but Mystic takes out 2, and Mo takes out Xiao.
You know what?
And just like that.
Mao and Mystic were both 1 HP, and I'll say the only kills that came in for FPX were with the Odin. So, proof's in the pudding, baby.
Yeah.
4 of the other rifles. I didn't actually spot if they had a Phantom, but 4 main rifles, 1 Odin. Odin's the only one with the kills. I mean, pays for itself.
I'm presuming you're saying that they should all buy Odins, right?
Yes, 5 Odins. It's the only strat. Get rid of the Sheriff. Save the money.
What rank were you again?
We don't need to talk about it. I think Mel sorted me out with a nice screenshot of a Radiant account.
Is your rank even like an actual material?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it. As I said, you know what? I could...
Plastic 1?
It's see-through. You can't see it. That's all that you need to know. So, when we look at SUMN FC, good previous round. They dealt with FPX. They dealt with the A side. Jokes aside about the Odin, although, you know, not all jokes. Best gun in the game. You're looking at an attack now that's very much shifting the pace. They're going for a fast C hit. We've seen this from them before, but not in the previous round. They're keeping FPX guessing a little bit. They've gotten into the back of the site. Mo's picked up a kill. We've got Shadow and Meadow both down, and I think they've had some really good target selection in this round because they know they're up against a weaker buy. So let's go see. It's the longest range site, and they use the blast packs to take away any crossfire potential up close.
And they've had so many successful pushes to see here. They're camping inside the smoke. The peek comes out by Zipan, but Boaster quickly ends them both as Angel is left with an impossible task here. And 7-4 to SUMN.
And what kind of round was that, if you had to describe it?
I want you to take this one.
I'd describe it as a flawless round.
Oh, what?
Would you differ?
I don't know. What kind of... I would say it's one of those prime gaming flawless.
Thank you very much. That's what I was looking for. I'm so in love with that. So we're looking at now SUMN FC. Better than ever. Better than the last series for sure. I can already hear Yinsu. She's happy about this. 7 rounds in the attack inside. What was funny, actually, I saw a tweet go out, and I was looking at some of the statisticos. Obviously, we got a good feeling for it, but split in EU has been 60% attacker-sided. But also in a very, very, very small sample size, which we always have to take into consideration. And again, mismatches of teams, or rather correct matches, considering the stages of the tournaments. I think that you don't want to read into that too much. But on this map, you're getting 7 rounds. I think SUMN are already in a comfortable spot compared to previous. They want to build up all the way to 8. They want to get themselves that little bit of extra security in case the pistol doesn't go their way. And it looks like this is exactly going perfectly, going exactly according to plan. As FPX have a 2-man disadvantage.
And once again, where are they? They're pushing C. I think they finally found an opening, and they just seem to just be, you know, if it's working, why do we need to change anything?
Exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you know what? Throw in a flanker. Why not? They're not fixing it. They're just adjusting it a little bit. I like this. Doma was also selling out a bit of a fake towards the A side in the early stage. They just didn't expect him to still be around here. And with this very good setup, I believe they've won themselves at least the 8 rounds. There we go. I was waiting for Shadow to fall. 8-4 at the halftime. SUMN FC looking a whole lot better here on Haven. One thing about Valorant I will say is the ability for teams to get smashed out on one map, come back, and still do better. It shows the differences between the maps and the levels of comfort. We're seeing that already with just 4 maps effectively in the pool. And I say that because we have not had a matchup where one team is comfortable with Icebox, right?
Yeah.
And in terms of time for preparation, I'm going to give it a good 2 months before Icebox starts to come into regular rotation.
And Sky as well. We haven't seen Sky either.
Exactly. Sky has been barely picked at all. So when you look in towards the 4 maps that have been around for a while, let's say, because again, Icebox is available in this tournament, you notice that they're so different and they promote such different styles of play that you have different teams who approach the game differently, favoring one or the other massively. And I think this series just exemplifies it. But now my question is, going on to the defensive side, this is where we saw someone crumble. This is where we saw FPX pick them apart. They were so good in their decision-making in the early rounds. How's it looking?
I mean, we just heard that there's a technical pause from FPX, so I'm wondering if that has been affecting what's been currently happening, because I saw Angel, he was on 1 frag. Now, that's not a spot we usually see Angel in, first of all. Also, I wanted to quickly mention before I forgot, you mentioned small sample size earlier. I heard that that was your nickname in high school.
There was no sample in there, unfortunately, but, you know, close. Close, but no cigar. But yeah, apart from my high school bio, we're looking at what is now a close game. Yes. And I say close because, look, 8-4, it's a... He's just enjoying himself too much. This is the thing. Jonas comes up with a good joke, and he's gone. He's gone for an hour. But no, like, I really do feel for SUMN. Like, the pressure is on. I think this technical pause probably couldn't have come at a worse time because they're amping up their energy. They're getting off to a good, not a good start. They're already off to a good start. But then you get hit with this pause, and it slows you down completely. Sure, it's been minimal, so hopefully it won't affect the flow too much. But if you're SUMN this pistol round, it's so important. And I know that seems odd to say with the lead, but you just really want to hammer home that this is not going to be your split defense.
And now we need to see these big brain executes. FPX, they have so many different options here because we have 3 bomb sites. How are they going to approach this? Do we have some massive brain strategies? Does SUMN actually expect these strategies? Oh, well, let's find out.
Indeed, let's find out. Is this defensive side going to be the safe haven that SUMN need, or are they going to be in a bit of a bind for map number 3? As we go into the second half, SUMN start out with 2 ghosts and, of course, a frenzy on Doma. He loves to get up in their faces fast. And we'll see if he's going to be... He hasn't actually got blast packs, which is interesting. I mean, he loves to take those versus weapons that can spray versus pistols that can be more powerful, but closing in the distance! The frenzy's so dangerous! The fall line actually slows down Zipan from getting the kill and pushes him back a little bit. This is delaying the push for FPX and giving the man advantage to SUMN.
And already they're at a man disadvantage.
Oh my god, look at Boaster!
Cover going out.
This could be huge for Boaster. They don't seem to know that he's on like a big brain flank here in window. Might be meeting his counterpart Breach here. There we go.
That's so good. The positioning is perfect. Zipan's there to refrag, but he takes so much damage in the meantime. This is where Xiao heals him. Oh, wait, he's actually on the Sova now. So that health is taken out completely. Now we're in a position for SUMN where they can actually afford, especially the B site. They've got players on either side. They've got an alarm bot to slow them down from pushing out. I think it's being spotted now. Zipan going to destroy it. Baits out the Killjoy to a peek. That was a missed shot by Zipan. You don't see many of them, but Mo got away with it. He flicks over, catches both kills, and 9-4 now on the board for SUMN.
It is strange how both teams look like a different team right now compared to the last map. And it's really confusing me. But as you said, Haven plays very differently, and it's interesting to see how this plays out, especially if we now get a map 3. Anyway, we see here the Doma's Big Brain Frenzy play, getting a double kill, and the full line coming out at the perfect time. Also Mo with 2 beautifully placed shots right to the dome of the enemy. Boaster must be feeling a lot. Yes, sir.
We haven't seen any 300 IQ shock darts yet, though, and I'm sad for you.
That is true. I'm hoping they will come soon. I can feel it.
Oh, no, well, that's not a good start. Now, you've got weak weapons for FPX. 2 players, they try to poke out B a little bit, get completely shut down. The turret spots them, the spray from Jack afterwards, grabs a little double with the stinger. That one definitely does sting for FPX. Trying to get some space. I mean, you need the bodies to enter into
It's very dry
size.
in here. It's very dry in here. I don't know. Do you know why?
I have no idea.
Okay. I love your jokes, Mitch. Keep them coming. I love them.
You know what? I'm having fun, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So is Chak, though. He's already got himself a little triple. As FPX, well, they're not finding any honey. All they're getting is the stings. I don't like honey, though, so either way, it'd be pretty bad.
You know, it's never... You know, we talked earlier about how we're, 2 guys just chilling on a couch watching a game. Some would call it the casting couch.
30 seconds left.
They did. They did. There's an
It's a
analyst
tweet
couch.
about it, actually.
There was. I saw some tweets. Some wishes in the well. But for SUMN, they're going to throw in a coin and hope that they get the round win cleanly. Now that's not going to happen because Mo's already been dropped. But Boaster's in position to shut this one down nice and easy as we go all the way up to 10. There we go. Just waiting for the scoreboard to catch up.
All the way up. Boaster is
it-
playing really well right now.
He absolutely is. In all seriousness, though, just on that, so obviously this HUD is brand new. It's unreal. We get to see the money that they've got. We get to see the weapons, the utility, though. That's what I'm loving. That's what I'm absolutely in love with. For these retakes, we can see, before we had to say for the last 8 months, does he have a paranoia? Well, we'll see if he uses it. Or if we flick to his perspective. But now we know. And it's so valuable to have that information just off the cuff immediately. Sometimes, a little bit of an issue. This is, beta. This is #1 iteration of it. And I got to say, I'm in love. I think Riot have done a really good job of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Very smart move there to give a compliment to Riot. I appreciate that. SUMN here on a bonus round. Already taken out Xiao here, so already in a 4 versus 5 situation. Mo is just lurking around here in the smoke. The slow push is coming in on B side. There are actually 3 people pushing through. Does Mystic know it's about to happen as Angel gets a Mystic here? The plant's down on B side, and this is already looking a lot better for what we'd seen in the previous round by FPX.
Well, for SUMN, they're in a little bit of trouble, but Doma quickly takes them out of it. A nice double on the Spectre. You got Shadow trying to pull it back. The Phantom up close. It's dangerous. Maybe not as dangerous as its SMG counterpart if the first shot goes off. Doma's able to capitalize and take down Shadow. As we said, the SMGs can be dangerous as Meadows all alone. 1v3. Oh, nice little one tap.
Oh my goodness!
It's the aftershock that almost took him down, but Chak was quick enough on the headshot to eliminate him. That was seconds away from disaster, but SUMN FC got away with it.
That was so close to just being a collab. Jesus, and you see here, this was a really interesting push here, how they expected Mystic to be just around the corner, and they just did a 3-man push into A short before A Link, even before the bomb was planted.
I love Xiao's little face there as well. Like, you see his hand go over. That was definitely when the peak went out into mid, where he's like, oh no! Okay, thank you. It was so close. But for FPX, 4 rounds on the board, and I mean, they really are getting a taste of their own medicine, man. You know what, Boaster? I hope we get, I wish we had like a post-map interview. We can't do that, obviously. You don't want to take players out of the game, but I wish we did, because that tweet, you know, he's like, the real leader's back, baby. And it certainly looks that way. This is their map pick. This is where they're looking a whole lot more comfortable. And if you're FPX right now, you're probably starting to sweat. That Viper gameplay might be coming out, but luckily, that'll be the only toxic gameplay from FPX. They have so much respect for their opponents and for each other. These two teams are two of my favorites in the world to watch, and I think we're seeing when they're on the map that they prefer, they're two of the best.
Jesus Christ. Yes, you're totally right, Mitch. Anyway, moving on. This is an important round. FPX, full buy, coming in on A. 5-man push on A here. Only Sova defending. There's no utility on the side either. They're heavily stacked on C. This is a pretty good opportunity for FPX to get the plant down. Shock darts are coming up from Mo. Is he gonna get anything with it? No?
Spike planted.
Okay.
I can hear how disappointed you are in that. Oh, what's the lineup? Oh, fire it in randomly, see what happens. Okay, I'm fine with that. The spam actually up on the mode does tickle him up a little bit. He's in danger. You can see he's a little bit scared to go out for that, but he's lining it up, waiting for his teammates. Here we go, though. The spot goes out. They know what corners are clear. The showstopper looking for a victim, not finding anybody. FPX have pulled back. They know it's going to take some time. They'll give up some map control, but now they've got the setups to get right back in there. Angel, oh, Summon are right back in the game. Hunter's Fury, but not in the corner. Mystic is pushing him, getting up close. It's all down to Shout to stop this defuse, and he is shut out of it. Mystic, though, no time. He's got to run for his life. The only chance was to stick it, and so that, even though he's dead, will be the clutch.
And that was the Red Bull clutch, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Oh my god, it's such a scary position to be in for Sova as well. Felt that one in my heart. You have your ultimate, you know you have to stick it because someone is defusing the bomb, but you can also hear the guy running at you and you're just hoping the time is going to be in your favor this time, and this time it was.
Well, you know, for FPX, I'm feeling like they needed that Red Bull clutch because they needed a little bit of energy, and they'll certainly need a little bit more. So let's hope they've got a can right beside them, ready to bring them through this long, long comeback that they need to mount. Angel goes down at the start of the round yet again. Summon seem to be doing such a good job of dealing with him in the early stages. The wall bangs tickling up a couple of players, and Summon fall back. This weapon from Mystic is the most valuable that they've got. Alongside that Phantom, they've got a Marshal, they've got some Sheriffs, and the Classic. So you do not want him to be stuck aggressively in middle for too long, especially when the FPX are going to start to try to regain that map control. You lose that weapon, chances of winning the round go down drastically.
Yeah, and SUMN is also playing kind of the buddy system here. They place utility on C, but they leave the bomb site open for retake purposes. They have 2 camping in short. This could be a big pick here. Sova sneaking down. Xiao takes out Mo. More people are coming into A short as well. He's revealed by the Cypher ultimate. Mystic takes out Meadow, but gets quickly refragged by Xiao. And now they're starting to funnel in on the site.
You should run.
Right back into it. The Marshal not connecting. So SUMN are in a little bit of danger. That ulti down. Jack is hoping that it'll push some players towards him, because obviously he's got the alarm bot and the turret in position, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Oh, that's so smart. The Rolling Thunder keeps the player inside and doesn't allow him to peek. Actually ends up getting detained over towards short, but they're not pushing down quickly enough to deal with him. This is a little bit of a problem, as Boaster now is going to have to swing into a player with a weapon out and get taken down. Jack all alone, 1v2. They don't know where he is, but he only gets the body shots. Zipan and Shadow both on 1 hit, but it's inconsequential when there's no one alive to hit them.
That is true, and we've seen this time and time again. Zipan with those 90 degrees flicks, man. He's so damn quick.
He really is. I mean, I don't know if it's more shameful for me because I'm closer to his age. I should be close to that reaction time. I'm at least, people talking milliseconds. I gotta go to minutes for me.
Have you, out of like pure interest, have you tried to test your reaction?
I had some app on my phone where it was like a Wild West shootout, and it would like go bing, and you had to click it.
Yeah.
I think it was like 0.6 of a second.
Okay, that's quite horrendous.
600 milliseconds.
That is pretty horrendous.
I got it down after trying a lot for a long time.
That's more than half a second.
Yeah, that was where I was at originally. It wasn't good.
That explains... Yeah, no, yeah, and continuing. We're back in the game. By the way, mine is 180. 0.180, but you know.
I heard Lothar throwing his out there as well. I feel like this is a thing when you hit your 30s. But by the way,
my reaction time is still good. I'm still relevant.
Good. Yeah, I still got that reaction time. I can do shock darts. Leave me alone.
I may be old, but I'm still relevant, sir.
Oh. Well, look, 11-6. Let's focus back in the gameplay for FPX. They're just pushing right up through middle. We've seen this from them many times before. Angel actually, normally, he'll pop a smoke up on top and shadow step into it. But it was a much more pointed aggression in towards the left side. He didn't even shadow step in, right? He just ran through. So very aggressive. And look at the flank coming through from SUMN FC. They're planning the push up through A, but then they spot the tripwire. This is where you're going to look for the opportunity to maybe catch someone like Zipan off guard. Oh, no, he didn't predict him to be on his way there. The timing was slightly off. Shadow picks up another. And for SUMN FC, they're under threat yet again. We have seen the attacking sides win these rounds time after time. FPX, they obviously thought someone was defusing there. It was Tap, but they just ran away. So an ultimate, at least wasted, baited out by SUMN FC. That is...
You'll take that. You've seen in earlier rounds how important the Raze ultimate actually is. So being able to bait that out when you're gonna save your weapons anyway, that's good.
I'll tell you what, I was honestly just considering, do I say that's ultimately pretty good? But then I was like, no, Jonas will lose his mind.
Oh yeah, and then you said it anyway. Thank you, man.
No problem. No, I just want to let you know I was ready to do it.
And then you respected me too much, so you didn't say it, but then you realize you didn't. So
so
it's almost like you're like being big brain as FPX versus SUMN FC with the double counterplay.
There you go. 4 rounds in between it now for FPX. They're starting to close in the distance, and what once looked like a stall of SUMN now starts to become a dangerous descent. They're 2 rounds away from victory, but their economy is 1 round away from dismay. At that point, FPX would build up to 9 most likely, and it gets very dangerous very, very quickly. Shao taking a tick along long and then taking a bit more as a headshot comes through from Mystic. As he'd already lit up Shao, it's enough to take him down, and a man advantage off the bat in a very important round for SUMN.
Absolutely, and with 4 versus 5 in this situation, it's not easy to take on a bomb site. They'll try to get a man advantage in one of the sites by tricking them, but it's difficult. And currently, it seems like SUMN is expecting exactly where they are, because they have 3 players playing C and double doors here as the push comes into window. Do they know that Angel is pushed up here? Oh, here comes the peek. Oh, a beautiful flick by Angel, but there's another one coming in, and Doma refrags him. Gets 2, by the way. Oh, and that's a push shot down straight away.
The Bulldog spray, not something you see every single day. Ultimate pop too. Doma's committing. He is sending it. But the problem is those players are no longer where he expects them to be. They didn't push him. They fell back. There's no spike plant because he doesn't want to get just completely ulted on. He waits, bides his time. I think they know there's a player in the back. They do now, as obviously you've just had the paranoia go through. One spotted up close, one spotted on sight. They try to swing, try to deal with him. Cam goes through. It got a tag as well. That's a free kill, but Doma goes up top to close out the round. Now a 3K for Doma and 12 rounds for SUMN FC. 1 away from bringing us all the way through to Barn.
Map point. Damn.
Advantage defender.
Look at that. Oh, that's a beautiful flick.
That was nuts, though. The Bulldog play is really what sells that round.
Absolutely.
The fact that Dome is able to get away with 2 is, frankly, ridiculous.
Yeah, they lined up really perfectly. Lineups are good.
Yeah, of course you'd say that. But they're not necessarily good if it's your teammate that's blocking your vision of the opponent.
Yeah.
Just ultimately really good timing for Doma. And it's a shame, but
that's the good thing about you. You never block my line of sight.
See there, an advantage in a tactical FPS. And you might think, well, it doesn't work because your model doesn't work like that. In I'm not even joking, in VR, it's depressing. Everybody's so much taller than me in VR FPS games. It's always like, are you crouching now? And I'm like, no, I'm standing up, goddammit. Beto, he's already got 2 kills, and FPX are standing tall in this round. They're not giving up. A 4v2 as SUMN try to get back in here to defuse that spike. I don't exactly remember where their economy's at, I'll be honest, but I think they could be considering a save at this stage, especially because they've got that little bit of a lead. You don't want to be forced down to an eco, but 2 weapons carried forward, you won't get a lot for it. It's a hard decision to make, but I think it's the right one. And yeah, they go with it.
And as you said, at least someone is standing tall. That's very true.
God damn it. Honestly, I loaded in and I'm like, wait, what? I need to higher my height up, but then I couldn't reach the floor because I thought it was under the actual floor. And it's about, I considered playing on top of a box at one point, but realized I'd just fall off when I went to take a step. So it's not good, okay? There's challenges.
Oh my goodness. You're still a great guy. That's what is important to me, Mitch. And I love casting with you. You're actually my favorite co-caster, as I mentioned earlier, in my career so far.
Yeah, that's an honor, because if I wasn't, I'd be depressed. I believe I'm the only one. So
true.
it'd be pretty bad.
That is true.
I preferred casting by myself, to be honest. Can you leave? Just get out of here.
But man, FPX are starting to wake up.
No, they are, 100%. I mean, for FPX, they're not a team that gives up. Again, when that experience comes into play and Angel's the one, the voice for the team, you never give up. You know it's better to lose 13-8 than 13-7.
Yeah.
And that goes all the way up till you hit an overtime and ultimately win the game. For SUMN FC, the pressure's starting to be applied. With the weapon saved, they've got a full buy, but they're lacking some of the comfort that they had before, because FPX are hot on their heels. You have got ultimates online over on the defending side.
Yeah, and
not
Angel,
really.
Yeah, and Angel is already heavily tagged, and you see all the utilities put down on C site. Now, this is probably a pretty good reason to not go C, because they've seen how they could see how effective that bomb site has been so far.
Yeah, I see how annoying it is. Never mind. Yeah, no, when you're looking towards the B side, one of the problems that you'll face as the attacking side is if you don't immediately push in and gain control of the A or C side of it, they can split back into the side so quickly.
Yeah.
Now, you also need to consider, though, oh, that's unfortunate. Zipan's kicking himself. He knows that was a free kill. FPX have gone here a lot. Angel is the man himself who said the B site doesn't exist on this map. They've evidently changed their thinking around this. I love the reaction. Hunter's Fury pushes these players back into mid. Smoke keeps them out from re-entering. There's no one on B. There is no one here, but they have to commit the drone, and they have, which is also important because Xiao has his ultimate. That drone could get him a kill, but now it's used to clear out map control that they already have. One smoke and one Hunter's Fury has delayed this round and taken valuable utility out of FPX's hand, and then Doma comes through with the opening. Xiao and Angel are low. This is a great round for SUMN.
And Xiao has got 2 shock darts. He's got his ultimate, but Doma takes out Meadow, and already this is looking a lot more dire. Xiao is taken out as well. Angel's trying to make it work, but it's not gonna be enough. Unless, can this actually happen? Will they actually take it? Oh no. And just like that, we're going to map 3, sir.
We're going all the way to Bind. And as I said, I was a biased caster on this one because I wanted to see Bind. I want to see those double Vipers, one on each team. We've seen 2 different approaches. FPX using it as the controller, while SUMN FC have been pairing Viper with an Omen, but the Omen was on Doma. Doma hated playing Omen. He wanted Raze back. I even saw a tweet in which he hinted he might be playing Reyna, and if it's Bind and it's Reyna on Doma, whoa, we're in for a treat. We'll see what they're going to be picking in a while. For now, though, we just need to wait and hype ourselves up for this game, but I think the game does it for itself. 2 semifinals that go to 3 maps, that's exactly what we want to see.
Yeah. They couldn't push B. They definitely could push C, but luckily we get map 3.
Oh, I like it. And in the end, it was a shame that they couldn't get that Red Bull clutch. Sorry. I had to do it. I had to do it. But yeah, it is a shame at the end of the day. I'm helping out the sponsor requirements here. And you know what? So are FPX and SUMN FC. I'm so happy that they've gotten that, though.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than seeing a team like SUMN. So much potential, so much ability. If they had gotten smashed out of that second map as well, I think it just does them a disservice to how good they are. But they've managed to come back, show us that they are a team that can contend. And now we go to the map that I've been hyped for since I woke up this morning. I'm so happy we're here.
And we just love watching these teams play, and also because we love how much these teams respect each other. You know, there's only friendly banter. There's no hate. There's so much respect. The teams are different, but also very similar. So it's just so cool to see these matchups. And now with this Bind map and probably double Viper, it's probably going to get even more exciting.
Hey, I woke up today thinking about double Viper. If they don't give me double Viper, I'm going to be very upset for the entire map. So, but we've seen them deploy it, right? Most recently, those are the setups they're going for. If you haven't been watching, there's been some really innovative play by Angel, by Mystic, and how to approach Viper. We've been breaking down the analyst desk all day long, so I'm hyped. I'm ready to get into that one. Honestly, I wish we could just start it right now, but obviously, players need a little bit of a a break. Everybody does. And while we're talking about the players, I think it's worth mentioning Xiao. He cooled down a little bit in that map compared to the Xiao that was there previously, but now they'll get time to reset and come back stronger than ever. For us, we're going to do the same. Go, take a break, chill out, and if you're going to stay here, enjoy these Prime Gaming map highlights and the analyst desk afterwards.
One enemy remaining. Spike planted. One enemy remaining. 10 seconds left. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Hello everyone, I'm Pansy, and if you're new to the Valorant competitive scene, here's some lingo to get you up to speed. So, let's get started. Crossfire. 2 or more players holding a common angle, but from different directions. This way, when an opponent peeks, he is being shot simultaneously in his front, back, or side. Crosshair placement. Keeping the crosshair on a proper level and distance from the angle they're holding. So when an opponent peeks, he is putting himself perfectly into your static position. Crosshair placement is the most crucial skill in Valorant. Bait. Using a teammate or utility to capitalize on their death or distraction. A tactic many players try to master. Lurk, or lurking, is when a player slightly separates from the rest of the team, with the goal to maintain control of the map and potentially killing any players while rotating.